It's a very mild May morning here at West Brompton. I'm indeed wearing Mildmay Line blue. We're on the overground platforms, and this right here, coming in right now, is the first ever, well, at least in the modern schedule, the first ever Mildmay Line shuttle peak hour train between Shepherd's Bush and Clapham Junction. Let's go take it for a ride and talk about why this is happening, who's funding it, and what the future could hold. Okay, we're at Clapham Junction. We're at platform 17. That's not usually what the Overground uses, but these new shuttles are using this platform, which is a little bit annoying if you make a mistake, if you want to actually get on the full line, but not just the shuttle. Then you do have to walk across the entire length of Clapham Junction, but it will do. This is indeed just going to Shepherd's Bush. If I zoom out, it's probably better. Yeah, it's just going to Shepherd's Bush. All right, we're gonna turn back on the first train. Lots of overground staff out here. They seem really proud of this, and they should be. So the train does go to Shepherd's Bush, but we got out one stop earlier at Olympia because this station right here, Kensington Olympia, and the adjacent Olympia Exhibition Center is the reason why we have these extra trains.
Kensington Olympia Station may be best known for its small number of District Line trains on weekdays, but it's a rapidly changing area. The original Olympia Center dates back to 1886 and has had a storied history of exhibitions, alongside a theater that since 2021 was demolished. A modern one is slated to open next year though. Aside from a new theater, the entire area is being transformed with hotels and dining outlets. And of course, as part of that, Olympia Station recently got a bit of a facelift, with modern information screens and a new station name sign outside. The extra peak hour shuttle trains are directly funded by the Olympia developers themselves, under an initial 5-year contract. It's only 8 extra trains a day per direction for now, which isn't a lot, but will definitely be welcome in peak hours. They could also run when there are major events at one of the venues too. My hope is that in the long term there will be a frequency boost on weekends, because that is when people are most likely to visit leisure destinations. Of course, Olympia is not the only place that benefits from more service. One stop north is Shepherd's Bush, right next to the Westfield Shopping Centre and not too far from new developments in the White City area. That includes the second campus for Imperial College. Also, it is quite ironic that a place called White City feels awfully gentrified. I don't know, just a thought. The shuttle service, and the Mildmay Line as a whole, traverses what is known as the West London Line. Along with the Overground, you get one train an hour that runs between Watford Junction and East Croydon, via Clapham Junction, that I wrote in a previous video. This on its own tells you how vital the line is. For those who live in inner West London in places like White City and Hammersmith, using this line unlocks all sorts of trips to other parts of the country without having to enter Zone 1. Obviously, Clapham Junction links you to destinations in the south of England, but if you time it well, you can use the southern train to get you to Watford and onto a West Coast mainline service to somewhere like Birmingham or Manchester, and potentially get a cheaper travel compared to having to go to Euston. That's because some Avanti trains stop at Watford Junction. Though, before you ask, no, you cannot just ride from Euston to Watford Junction. It's only to pick up new people. And the same for the other way around. The overground services that go beyond Shepherd's Bush go from the West London Line to the North London Line. Creative names, I know. From here you can get links to both the Midland and East Coast main lines while still avoiding Zone 1, though you will likely require 2 changes to get on the service that you desire. The very end of the line is Stratford, connecting you to the east of England, including the subject of a video coming out very soon. Obviously all these trips are going to be quite long because the Mildmay Line isn't exactly fast, but that's the cost that you incur from saving money, and it might be worth it depending on how much you value travel time savings. That right there is a fundamental concept in travel demand modeling, one of many things I covered in my transportation engineering degree. There will be several videos dedicated to that in coming months, where I discuss what I learned in that course, but with my own twist. For the last bit of this video, I'm going to demonstrate a trip that uses the West London Line to avoid a Zone 1 fare. This isn't just me being quirky, it was seriously a good option for me. Here's how it went. Alright, I'm on the Overground, just about to pull into Clapham Junction from the West London Line. Today I'm heading over to Greenhithe in Kent. If you want to guess what I'm doing in Greenhithe, leave a comment, but you'll find out in a couple weeks in a future video. Anyway, this trip that I'm making today, going through Clapham Junction instead of Zone 1, is just to prove how good the West London Line is for all sorts of trips like this. Alright, we're at Clapham Junction. I'm using an Oyster card today. I very rarely use one these days, but it's just so I can easily prove the point. This trip is going to save me money. But what's critical for it is that I tap it on the pink reader, and now we've interchanged. So let's get on the Windrush line. And we're off. I have a 1-minute connection at Peckham Rye. I don't know if I'm going to make that. So I have 3 options to make this trip. One is to book a return ticket to Greenhithe from a London terminal, which on its own costs £9.50, and when you add 2 TfL fares between Zones 1 and 2, gets you a total of £15.70. I could save a bit by buying a Zones 1 to 6 travel card, and just getting a return ticket from the last station in Zone 6, Slade Green, to Greenhithe. The total cost for that is a slightly better £14.55, and would be the most economical option if I intended to make more trips in London throughout that day. But now I present to you the real cheapest way. Basically, I take the West London Line to Clapham Junction, weave my way around South London's massive railways to Dartford, tap out, then re-enter the station with a ticket between Dartford and Greenhithe for the final stretch. How much did that cost? Just £11.90. Now the hard part, actually making that trip. That right there is the train that I want. It's a 0-minute connection here, but a 1-minute connection at Peckham Rye, so I'm gonna catch it at the next station. I don't think I'll be able to make it here. To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. It's already opened its doors. Yeah, I think I'm gonna miss it. I think I'm going to miss it. Yeah, is it moving? Oh, it's moving. Yeah, I've definitely missed it. Well, I'm gonna find another way to get to Dartford. I will have to go back to the drawing board. I'm on this train for a while now. I don't know what to do now. Surrey Quays is next. I have to decide if I'm gonna get out and go to New Cross and try and get a Southeastern train from New Cross, or send this to Whitechapel, go Elizabeth Line to Abbey Wood and try to get something from there. Either way, it's not looking good. Alright, we're leaving Surrey Quays, and I've decided I'm gonna stay on this to Whitechapel. That's my only option at this stage. Thank goodness Whitechapel is in Zone 2. I don't know if tapping on the pink reader here would be a mistake, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I think this is one of the refurb 376s. This looks so clean. I can't tell, but well, it probably is because there's USB-C there. So yeah, it's definitely a refurb. And here we are, the moment of truth. If all has gone to plan, yes! Alright, here we are at Dartford. I'm gonna get back onto the platforms to go to Greenhithe, and I will see you in that video. Any guesses what I'm gonna be doing at Greenhithe yet?
From door to door, it took me a whopping 2 hours and 16 minutes to complete the trip. It would have been faster had the Peckham Rye connection worked out better, but even still, going through Zone 1 in Victoria Station would have been about an hour and a half. Was it worth saving £3 or £4 to spend an extra 45 minutes traveling? That will vary from person to person, and that's what travel demand models try to capture. But that's it for this video. Quite a long one, I know, but thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.